We back at it, another one. Talk about raising your vibration, raising your frequency, right? You raise your vibration to put you at a certain frequency. You know what I'm saying? When you do that shit, like a lot of people say they're raising their vibration, they're not raising their vibration. But raising your vibration, doing these things, right? Like all raising your vibration and frequencies is doing high frequency habits like changing your mind, changing your mind to like channel other thoughts, you know what I'm saying? To change your mind, you know what I'm saying? That's all it's doing it. You're doing this persistently, and then you're putting yourself in a meditative state, increasing your consciousness, and you're doing a little bit of exercising. That is what essentially raising your vibration is, and your frequency, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is. It's not listening to like 432 hertz music or that's not raising your frequency. I mean, that music may have a different frequency in itself, but it's not changing your fucking frequency. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all people, like, ask yourself, why I don't get along with people and this, and I don't have a girl or this, and everybody does. It's because when you wake up, when you have this certain type of awakening or this certain type of information, your frequencies, your field that you are in, your frequency automatically changes than everybody when you wake up. That's why you don't have this like everybody, and because your frequency is different from everybody, but it can see that. It's way different. That's why some of y'all interest of people, y'all think y'all cursed. It's not that you're cursed, it's a frequency thing. It's automatically changed. You know what I'm saying? But you guys are on the negative side of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? But it's a different frequency though. But like, you talk about like raising your vibration. Raising your vibration is a very, like I'm talking about when you do these high frequency things, like changing your mind and manifestation. It's not like near like everybody thinks. It's not like, oh, let me walk to the store and then go to the store. That's not how it works. It's a cycles and change and breakthroughs and a bunch of things that go on to this thing. Doing these things is very painful, especially for someone who doesn't understand. These things are legit, but it's very painful, especially for somebody who doesn't understand. Like, when you changing yourself and doing all this shit, your old world has to delete itself. Your identity, everything, so it has to be stripped away energetically. You know what I'm saying? These changes are going to happen. That's why when you try to do everything, it doesn't work. It's not that it doesn't work, it's your energy field is going to happen. It just has to do it. This is a process, whether it takes a month or a year or 2 years, depending how you raise it and how persistent you are at what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And if you like feel low about it, I know everybody can feel low about it. Or feel a certain type of way, you're going to cause resistance. Yeah, we feel a certain way, but you got to keep going. So it cause a lot of resistance because it's going to make it work. So be careful who are you around, too. Like a lot of people on YouTube who say they frequency doing that shit, they're not doing that shit. They're not altering their thoughts. They're not changing it. They're not putting themselves in a meditative state. They're not being mindful. They're not doing these things who just naturally raises your frequency, raises your vibration. You know what I'm saying? It changes your frequency. You know what I'm saying? You know? They're not doing these things. These things are, this process is lonely. You're not, you know, especially with semen retention and all that. Like semen retention, right? When you do semen retention, like be celibate, that is like the very base level of raising your vibration. Because you need to do that. That's a part of it. People says you don't need to raise your vibration. You need to be celibate. Yes, you do. You have to do semen retention and all that to raise your vibration. That's like the first base level. You can't have sex and all that other shit. That's the base level. Because your sexual energy is a part of manifestation and all that shit. So you have to. You know what I'm saying? You know? Well, what about other people who just get shit handed to them? They probably done something illegal, or they probably tapped into that frequency. But if they have an awakening and they know it, then it's gonna go away because they know it. That's this is consciously thing happen. But you constantly changing your life, that's gonna require a lot of hardwiring and all that shit. So raising your vibration is a painful process. That's why when I was doing it back in 2021, right, when I was doing these things, nothing was happening. I was putting myself in a meditative state. I was doing this, trying to change my mind, listen to other stuff. I was realizing, why is anything happening to me? Everything's going bad. I have no friends or nothing. Parents are saying shit to me. You gotta understand this. Just gotta keep going. When you don't stop, you just win because you're building on that energy. Is going. You're building that wheel. You know, so you're turning on the engine. So you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't lose when you stop. So it's gonna happen. That's why people, they leave this shit. They go back to being Christian and all that other shit because it's like, not bashing Christians, because it's like they're not built for this. When you do this, you gotta be built for this. You gotta have endurance. You know what I'm saying? Manifesting, all these things are legit, but there's a process to this. This is what they don't tell you. There's a process to doing this, and it's very lonely. You know what I'm saying? But when you reach that pivot, you realize there's an other side of it. Y'all didn't reach the other side of that fence. You know, there's a process of doing this thing. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, raising your vibration is a very painful process. I'm talking about to those who don't really understand this. That's why you got to keep going, doing that shit, and change and move in that energy constantly. Whatever it's your mental, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're walking, you know what I'm saying? You feel low, you feel like you don't have like abundance or whatever. You just feel like, oh shit, I have this. Like these things in your brain, you know what I'm saying? Like, just manipulating your energy, you know what I'm saying? So doing that is a painful process. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like me, I'm doing just like semen retention and all that stuff. I'm on like day 12, you know what I'm saying? Or 10. That's like the base level of doing this. So I'm already seeing a lot of stuff being stripped away from me and weird shit happening because you're on that tailgate of raising your vibration, so you know the shit happening little by little. But when you fully do it, you're gonna see some shit really happen. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. See you guys.